Welcome everybody to MetalmanX Builds, and on this edition of Third Party Throwdown, we're looking at the inera Trailblazer. Now, this is my first inera kit. I've never dealt with this company before, and right out of the gate, this is a fantastic kit. You get a really great build. I know a lot of people are terrified of third-party kits, mainly because they've heard horror stories about the build quality. This kit in particular was an absolute joy to build. Absolutely great engineering, and I think this is where the future of third-party kits are going. More original designs. I think this is where a lot of these third-party companies need to go, and we're starting to see that trend. Now, when it comes to this kit, you obviously get the main body of the kit, your Trailblazer right here, which looks fantastic, and we'll get into more detail in that in a little bit. We also have a backpack which also serves to hold the weapons, and you also get a beam shotgun. A lot of times when you get these third-party kits, they provide a stand. I do want to point out this one in particular because it is designed extremely well. So it does have the typical push in and out features for being able to adjust the stand. But also, this particular one I want to point out has a really cool way of doing the overall height here, or this side of it. It has a little push button right there that is the actual mechanism, so it hides pretty well what it is. So I think it's a really good addition, and they took time to make sure the stand was of decent quality. You also get these little clear rods. They're going to help support the different weapons if you have them detached. It shows in the imagery for this, these actually flying around almost Psychomu style. So getting into the build itself, the main part of the kit, I use, as you can see, every single decal from the decal guide on this thing. So I went the 9s. I even top coated it. Now I did use a flat top coat on this, so your finish may vary. Now, for the most part, this kit is entirely undergated. So you're not going to have big nasty nub marks. There are a few places where unfortunately, there were no other way around it. But it's almost entirely undergated. The build itself was an absolute joy. I cannot say it's enough. I think this is where third-party companies need to go, and our third-party companies really need to look at inera for what we are looking for. It really shows on this that they took their time engineering it. I never had to drill out a single peg. Everything fit together flawlessly. I had no issues whatsoever in putting this kit together. The only issue I found was in the decal guide. That was a bit of an issue because some of the numbers were repeated over and over for some reason on my guide. But if you just take your time, you can muddle through it and figure it out. But absolutely no issues whatsoever, and I think this is a testament to what we can see in the future, and what we want in third-party builds. You get the main kit, as I had said. You do have the option of 2 different face designs on it, as well as different eyes. I put in the yellow because that's what the build called for, but they do provide a clear eye option for both faces. So very articulated. You can move very well. No big issues. Mine's a bit stiff right now because I did, like I said, I top coated it already, but you can get pretty good range of motion. These move out. So you can do all sorts of different things with these. It really reminds me of the GP01 full burning for the shoulder design. Actually, a lot of this reminds me, now that I think about it, from the GP01. Just overall, a well-designed kit. I mean, there aren't super fancy things happening everywhere, but you have thrusters galore. And if you are a detailer, someone who likes to detail their kits, this is a dream. I felt bad because since I was doing this for the review, I was like, well, don't like detail it too much. Do like just basic panel lining and decals on it for the review. I'm really kind of kicking myself now. I feel like this could have been a really, really cool opportunity. Moving on to the weapons really quick. So you do get 4 of these. They really remind me, and you'll see it when I put it all on, it really reminds me of the Double X in a way. They really look like satellite cannons. So I don't know what the inspiration for this is. It also looks like the F91's Vesper cannon. So very, very cool design here. Now it does have an additional weapon inside of here. They're stored in here. These are supposed to be some kind of like heat saber kind of things, and so they do fit in the hands. Can be held in by pegs, but they store with this. These can also be put on these stands. Bring one out just for demonstration purposes, so they can plug in to the stands, or use this right angle adapter and have these on there. One kind of complaint is this is a pretty tight fit for these two pieces to fit together. And so it always feels like it's scraping on there and just kind of bugs me. But that's a small complaint. So we do have the backpack, which I love the orange details in these thrusters. I think that was a good choice. Pretty detailed on the backpack. You do get some foil stickers for this, so I did build this exactly as the manual says, foil stickers and all. And like I said, I think it turned out pretty good. And so the backpack holds these guys, so you can have it on your back. They can swing around up over the shoulders or underneath the arms, and it just pegs into the back. This is a bit of a tight fit. There you go. And there you go. It does make it a little bit back heavy, but it is not too bad. And the final item to look at here is its main weapon, the little shotgun. Once again, this would be a dream project for those that like to, really high detail their kits. This is a great kit. I'm just gonna say it. So, okay, so my final thoughts on the inera Trailblazer. Number one, this was a fantastic build. I had a lot of fun. Now, granted, if you are new to third-party kits, you may want to consider that this is a highly undergated kit, which means there's going to be a lot more cleanup as you go, but you end up with much better results in the end with undergated kits. So keep that in mind, but it is a really great build experience. There were a couple of issues in the manual where it was pretty difficult to see what they wanted to happen, and of course the issues with the decal guide. But overall, this was a great build experience. It is really good quality. It does not feel like it's gonna fall apart. You get a few different options on hands and everything like that, and it really is just a gorgeous kit. So if you are into building mecha model kits, please pick this kit up. I got mine over at Gundam Central. And so check them out if you want to pick one of these up. And yeah, just go get this kit. It's worth your time. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Third Party Throwdown. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one.